Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and it is the end of the world tour for the Determination to Prosper team. We are going into EX5 of the final Tempered Edge stage against Veldora. We want to use a light character, so we have changed the team to include Light Shuna, also on the Prosper team. She did get a skill fusion. I did not give that to her, so she is just base Shuna, and she will be the only one to benefit from these stacks of weakness strikes, so she will be our true quote-unquote DPS character. However, there's a problem. Because she is not Earth or Fire, she will not participate in the orb change. She is not going to get the ult buff. She is not going to get the crit rate from Rimuru. So realistically, is it actually a good idea to bring this light Shuna when she does not work with the rest of the team that is so very specific? Well, we're gonna find out together now, aren't we? And if anything, we can just nuke with Rimuru. Now, this Veldora, he does have quite a few things, including 1.7 million HP. And he has crit resistance, 100%, which we can negate with Rimuru, but we will only negate it. We won't actually get anything else out of it. So this could be a very tough fight. And if anything, I might just bring Gazel instead. If depending on how much damage we actually end up doing here. I don't think it's going to be a lot. But, we got to try. So let's get started. I'm probably going to voice it over too, because this is going to take a while. Okay. So this didn't go that well. We're on turn 12. We have 2 EX ults and a Shuna ult. Shuna, of course, being our our light character. So, the weakness strike, we have not really been able to stack up on her because she can't be up front unless she has all blue orbs or doesn't have any orbs, because she's not going to get that orb change. So I'm just going to show you this clip of the pathetic nuke that we did, and then we'll go to the team that actually cleared it, which is not this team. Certainly not Maribel. So right now, it's turn 12. He has 200% crit resistance because he stacked it twice. Yeah, we can't really do anything about that because Rimuru is only going to lower it by 100 or 130% technically with the control effect on, which I didn't actually know added a frostbite effect, kind of extra debuff to it, which, is cool and all. He's still got 70% crit resistance after that, and that's not going to work for us. So we can't use his crit skill. So we're kind of stuck in here with the ult, which is only for Earth and Fire. So the only thing that Shuna's getting is ult resistance down, essentially. And she does a whole whopping 1 with a crit. And Rimuru with, his quote-unquote full buff, right? 315k. Yeah, it's really pathetic. And even if Shuna hadn't crit on there, she probably would have done, 60k or something like that. It's not great. Sorry, this is the OBS screen. So yeah, don't use this team. You can use this team instead, which now that Jubilee is over, this is the team that the Sweats ran for Boss Battle 2. We've got Konosuba Rimuru, a character that you either have or you don't, and sucks to suck, because he's a collab character. But we've got Lumi, we've got Earth Murin, Light Blanc, Rimuru, and Elmesia. Now, the only reason Blanc is here is to triple alt swap, because it's a lot easier to do that than Rieger with his double, and then you gotta, keep taking people in and out, in and out. Blanc makes things very, very simple. And her weakness strike does not apply here, except to herself, and we're not nuking with her, but she's here for the alt swap. She also has the synergy resistance down, which if you do happen to hit that 2%, then great, you'll do a whole ton of extra damage, but we're not really banking on that either. We're gonna try and hit with the Mirren ult, the Rimuru ult, and the Elmesia ult, because they will be the 3 Earth units that are up on the front line. Konosuba Rimuru, in case you don't know, stacks 20% ult damage every single time, so that is universal, which is good, because it's going to help everybody. So we're going to have 70% alt damage coming from the Elmesia buff, plus whatever amount that we get from Rimuru, which I think was about 8 stacks or something. So here, I mean, we have almost an entire hand of Rimuru, so I'm just gonna probably send it. We did have a frontline skill point unit in Water Soe, so we could use Lumi's Orb Change turn 1, but that leaves us with 54 points on this hand, and we need 55 if we wanted to use it again. So this is quite lucky that we got 5 Rimuru Orbs, because we can't convert it anyways. So now we have 99 points, plus another stack of Rimuru, so that's looking pretty good. And here, I've got the alt charm, or alt gauge on blue charm for this Rimuru protector, so we can just get alts because we're not able to rush them or anything like that, and it's just going to make things a bit easier. Mirren doesn't need an EX alt, so once she gets it, she can go away, because she doesn't need to be up front to get the stacks of Rimuru, she doesn't need to be up front for anything. The entire team is capable of orb changing, minus Blanc, but we'll just use her to alt swap, and then we'll send her away, and that's pretty much her entire existence. And then once we hit turn 8, even though he has that massive crit resistance, we're still going to be able to negate it with Rimuru, as long as we have him at full HP, which we can definitely do with this team. So boom, alt swap, and then send Blanc away for Lumi, full hand convert, we'll use the stack of Rimuru, and that's pretty much the entire fight right here for the next 5 turns. So, is this a good team? Yeah, it actually runs quite efficiently without Maribel. And that's not a thing to say about a premium summonable EX protector that came out 3 weeks ago. The team runs better with a different protector. And that's why the Sweats turned to this team instead of using her for Boss Battle 2, because it was just too annoying to have to use Lumi's alt convert 7 turns in a row and not have points for it. So this team, traditional blue stacking, has the increase in cap, has the increase in skill point gain. You can efficiently use her skill 7 turns in a row and not have it be a huge detriment, while still having enough points to do other things too. Right? So this is now our, I think, 3rd stack of Rimuru, so now we're at 300% skill point gain, which is what Maribel would give anyways. And we've got an EX alt for Rimuru, we've got now an alt for Mirren, so she doesn't need to be in the front line anymore. 2 more stacks of Protector Rimuru means another 40% alt damage for him, or for everybody, essentially. And we don't take that much damage, and we have that heal, and the revive, and the double increase in HP skill in our back pocket if we really, really need to use it, which we will once another couple turns have passed. So I think here, we take Elmesia out for Blanc, or we take Mirren out for Blanc, actually, I think is what we end up doing. Let's find out. Because then I think I bring Lumi in, and then I apply the HP buff to everybody, but could be mistaken. Could be mistaken. Alright, no, I am mistaken. So alt swap here. Alright, cool, fine. And then we'll bring Lumi back in. And it doesn't really matter all that much. So, orb change. Oh my god, it costs 95 points. What are we going to do? Oh, that's okay. That's all we have to do. Maribel. What a poor choice. What a poor kit. There are times... Yeah, this actually does very much remind me of Tempest Delete, where it was a number of okay to good units, and held back by a really bad protector, which was Trainee. I kind of feel this is the same way, where it's a bunch of okay to good units, held back by a shit protector in Maribel. And unfortunately, you could say that a lot about any burst blue team. Summer Memories was decent, but it took 3 turns to even see anything out of Trainee. And then the last burst team before that was Wind 2.0, and I absolutely despised that team. That was long before EX characters were a thing, but still, that is, burst blue teams are not doing so hot, and generally it's because of the protector, more than anything else. Like, this team is hugely limited, right? Earth and Fire all across the board, or Commander and Prosper for the heal. Like, that's not really super great. But if you build them all together and just change the protector, it'll work really well. It'll work very efficiently. So here, we're on turn 6, we've used the HP skill, so now for the next 3 turns we'll have full HP, which means that we can guarantee that Rimuru will have the full power of his crit debuff. And now, I don't really care about a Lumi ult. Like, she's not here to do damage. Technically, Almizia is not going to do that much damage either, because we're not going to get an EX ult for her. And no one is type advantage, but we're just going to rely on raw power here on out. So we're on turn 7. We've used the heal skill. We're going to use the HP up now, not that it really matters, and then we'll use the orb change. Boom. And then we'll take Lumi out for Blanc. And then we'll just alt swap away, and we get 6 blues. We've got 215 points, now 115, but that's more than enough. Because remember, Rimuru is also going to give us 150 when we actually use his skill. We've got 2 more stacks of Protector Rimuru, so that's another 40% alt damage. So yeah, I think right now, after we use these 2 stacks, he's going to be at actually 9 stacks of the Protector. And that's quite a bit of damage right there. Yeah, quite a bit. So, here, we will use the Weakness Strike buff from Blanc. Does it matter? No. Because we're not weak point, and we're not going to hit natural synergy. Just tell you that right now, spoiler alert. So her skill is inconsequential. We don't need to use it, but we're going to do it anyways because, you know, why not? We've got the points for it, and it can't hurt, right? So, let's go ahead and use it. There we go. I'm going to kind of waver back and forth. Now we can bring in Lumi, and her job is to orb change, because even though it costs 100 points, we have enough to do what we want to do. So now that that's done, we bring Mirren in, and now we'll use the magic buff plus the 150. We'll use the full-powered crit nerf, and then once we get those 150 points back, we now have 180 to use Almizia's buff and Mirren's stat swap plus earth damage buff. I believe it's 75% because she's skill fused. It caps out at turn 10 at 90, but Almizia 239, okay, whatever. Mirren 407, decent. And then Rimuru with his magic buff, 1.6 million damage. So almost enough to one-shot. Not quite, but almost enough if he was at full HP. So there we go. The actual meta team couldn't do it. We had to make a few substitutions for the sake of just getting this video done. I think that just shines a poor light on Maribel. But there we go. There is Tempered Edge complete, albeit we kind of cheated in this video, but we can say it's done. We still have the foundations of the team, right? We still had Rimuru, Almizia, and Lumi. Congrats, we did it. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.